So, hello everyone, Sayan this side again. So, today we are going to discuss a very important topic in front of you. Okay. And that topic is actually important because it does help you to get a better overview on how should you start the course Stats 2. Okay. So, first of all, let me annotate some thing. Let me draw my pen. The thickness can be this. It can be this thick. Okay. All right. So let's start off. Now, first of all, I had uploaded a video yesterday, which many of you, as I can see, there are a good number of views. Okay. And there are approximately 118 views, if I'm not wrong, for that. But there is one thing that I have taught the week one part, but there always remains a question that why should we study stats 2? What is stats 2? And why is this stats 2 so much important to us? Okay. So first of all, let us discuss what is statistics 2. Stats 2, I am assuming that you people have studied your stats 1 and you are coming up with stats 2 because you have aced your course of stats 1, because as you know stats 1 is a prerequisite. Okay. So what is stats 2 actually? Stats 2, it's the advanced version of stats 1. Okay. So what did we study in stats 1? We studied about random variables. We studied about probability distributions. We studied about permutations, combinations, how to conclude things by seeing a graph, how to find proportion, right? How to find proportion, how to do the Pareto chart things, and all of these things, right? We did study this in stats 1. Okay. Now in stats 2, we actually work on real world data. Like we will not be given something like what you can say stats 1 thing. Like we'll not be given any uh, histogram or any bar graph like this. No, this will not happen. But instead, what will happen is we'll be given data, we'll be given samples, and we'll have to analyze various things based on those samples about hypothesis. Okay, so this is the advanced version of stats 1 first, and secondly it deals with the inferential part of stats and is heavily used in the industry. Okay, why is it heavily used in the industry? This is required by LLMs. Okay, this is required by deep learning models. This is required by at times, or not at times, business analytics models. You do have a We do have a course in diploma on business analytics, and we do have a course in in deep learning. So it is actually used. It's actually used in the real world industry. Okay, all right. Hence, it's pretty evident that all the concepts from Stats 1 will be put into use, because what you studied, Stats 1 was actually the base. Okay. But Stats 2, it's the building. Okay. If this is okay, then this must be okay. This should be okay. But if this is weak, I must say that you are in for a surprise, and you are in for a very unpleasant surprise. you have seen that we had started off with stats 2 with the very first week of stats 2 with the help of joint random variables. You are starting off with random variables which you have studied in stats 1, right? These you have studied in stats 1, but we are starting it off with this thing. So you must understand that it's very important, and in the later part you'll be getting questions or topics like joint discrete distributions, right? You have to merge two distributions, maybe the Poisson distribution along with the exponential distribution, and you have to get some new distribution. Okay, so things are not always going to be easier. Now things are going to be a bit tough, and now since it's tough, we do have some methodology, some ideology through which we can ace this subject. And by ace, I mean I got an A grade in statistics 2. I got an A grade in statistics 1. The A grade that was fetched to me was due to my marks that was of 85 out of 100. That is a total T score. And this one is something I got like 82 out of 100. I don't remember it exactly, but I got a thing somewhere near to this. Okay. Probably it's 80 plus, obviously, because had it not been 80 plus, I would not be getting these marks. Okay. So now, since these things are done, these things are dusted, we can now have a roadmap, a plan to start off with statistics 2. How to start off with statistics 2? That is the biggest question. Because if the foundation is not strong, then we do have approximately 1 month, one entire month left. Okay. And since we have an entire month left, I believe that it's more than enough to cover whatever things, whatever mistakes we had done in the previous term of Stats 1. Okay. And why will it be tougher? Not only from the theory or from the comprehension section. The Maths 2 and Stats 2, not Stats 2, the Maths 2 results of the term prior to us when we passed the foundation level, when I passed the foundation level, the Maths 2 term results, the Maths 2 end term results were withheld. Why? Because majority of them failed. The same happened with Stats 2, but the Stats 2 team did not hold out the results. And in the meeting that was called between the authorities and the students, the officials they described that the companies who have come up for recruitment at IITM at the BS degree level, they have wanted the students to have two things. The first thing being strong, strong mathematical ability, and the second thing is strong statistical ability. Okay, because mathematics it's needed literally everywhere. LLM, deep learning, AI, Gen AI. Then you have got a course like machine learning. Maths is needed everywhere. And so does it imply for stats as well, because you have to evaluate the correctness of your model, and stats does help you a lot with that. So, uh, since that term, things have become tough. Maths and stats have become tough, especially maths 2 and stats 2, they have become tough. Okay. Now, since they are tough, can't we ace them? How did I do that? There's an algorithm. Okay. There's literally an algorithm which says, as I told you, what makes stats too hard? Okay, this is something that we need to discuss. First is weakness in stats 1. Okay, It's actually because of some mistakes that you might have committed in your Stats 1 degree or Stats 1 course, because of which you will be facing Stats 2 and it will be not kind to you. Second, rote learning the formulae. There are many formulae. Okay, but you don't have to learn all of those. Why am I saying this? Let me show it to you. I've got something, you know this website, right? I'm not promoting anything, but I am promoting only one fact, that is this fact. The second thing, the useful data will be mentioned in the second question for you people. Discrete random variables, their formulas, their PMFs, their expectations, their variances. Everything will be mentioned to you people. Continuous random variables, their formula, everything will be mentioned. Marconi inequality, Chebyshev's inequality, Lie law of large numbers, CLT, useful data, even the integration, the basic, the integration formula, that's also mentioned in your case, right? And all of these things. Okay. So, what do people do? They learn these things. No, you don't have to. You have to learn certain things, and I'm not joking about that. What do you have to learn? You have to learn some techniques. Okay, you have to learn some techniques of solving problems. You have to learn some methods of hypothesis testing, right? You have to learn some other things, right? You have to learn, for example, you've got some concepts. You have to learn some concepts and you have to understand them. And this thing is not related to rote learning the formula. You don't have to, because majority of these will be given to you people, right? Okay. The third one, higher dimension of integrals. Yeah, this is something that you must know. In your week 6, okay, in week 6, let me just clear up the space a bit. Okay. So in the 6th week, you will be learning about multiple integrals or joint continuous random variables. Okay. But there is something that you have to deal with. What is that? You'll be dealing with double integrals. Okay. And we do know that integration in single variable is very tough. It's really hard. Okay. But you have to study now two integrals coupled with each other and you have to set their limits according to the question that they give. And people cannot process it. In fact, during my time, I didn't process it. I could not process it. And do you know why? Because of this, what happened to me? I got a 44 out of 100 in my quiz 2, which helped me understand that these two things are not which we should be doing. I did these two things. I didn't have my weakness in stats 1, and you can see that from my points, from my scorecard, from my T score. But these two things were the killer of my marks in quiz 2. So how did I bounce back? How did I retaliate? I retaliated with this very simple thing. I didn't do these things anymore. And I ended up getting a 93 out of 100 in the end. As simple as that. And I did have an 83 out of 100 in quiz 1. I should be saying that as well. If I am telling my bad parts, then I should be able to sell myself with the good parts as well. So this is something that happened to me. Okay. Then lack of patience. There are various things that you'll be coming across. You'll be coming across things like parameter estimation. You'll be coming with things across things like uniform distribution, and you'll be told to find the area under uniform distribution. There is a question, there is a modulus question which has never come up, but it did take up the sleeps of many people, and I was one of them. So a modulus question, I don't even remember the exact question. I have to look into my notes in order to get access to that. That was not even discussed in class. It was a practice assignment problem. So lack of practice and lack of patience. I should also include patience in here. You have to deal with these things. You have to understand that how should I deal with these things. You have to develop algorithms to deal with problems. You have to jostle with problems. I practice approximately 140 plus questions in my stats 2 course. I'll be very honest. I did each and every PPA, I did each and every practice assignment, every graded assignment, every extra activity, everything. Okay, every PYQ. I didn't leave anything. So you have to practice and you have to have patience in order to see how are you being able to jostle with questions. It's not necessary that you will be getting 100 out of 100 in all the questions. No, no one can get 100%. That's a myth, because even if you get 100% on paper, you might be able to collapse the moment it comes to testing your real knowledge. You should develop your real knowledge, not your on paper knowledge. Because if you develop your real knowledge, your on paper knowledge will be flawless, and I can guarantee that. I got a 9.13 CGPA this term, not this term, in my entire foundation level. So I do know it. Okay, I'll be starting my diploma in a couple of days, and then learning everything at once. What is this? 1 week before quiz or enter. This kills it. This literally kills it. Why does it do so? You are covering 4 weeks content in 1 week, and that too if you have only one subject, right? If you have got literally one subject, then it might be the case. If you are someone like me who had to complete the foundational level in a hurry and you took up 4 subjects in the second term, maths 2, stats 2, Python and English 2. Are you kidding me that you will be able to complete all of them in 1 week? It's not possible. Okay. And that's the time when you actually start getting the feel that, dude, stats 2, it's hard. It's hard. I'm not denying that it's not hard. But it's trickier than it's harder. Okay. So what to do? What to do in order to ease out very first? The first thing that we can do is revise stats 1 thoroughly. Okay, we have to revise stats 1 literally very thoroughly. And why should we? Why should we revise stats 1 thoroughly? Because random variables, it's a it will be used. Permutations and combinations, it will be used. Distribution, it will be used. Then even at the end, at times you do get the distributions and the expectation of random variable, single random variable. In your quiz 1, you'll be getting direct questions from the expectation of a single random variable, and this is from stats 1. So these are mark scanner for you. Okay, so what should you do is that this is because you should revise stats 1. You should not leave it. Okay, so you should revise stats 1 as much as you can. And if you think that you do not have time, because I am committed to a dual degree, I am doing my BTech, you can also be someone like me. So what should you do? Refer to the week zero if time permits. You'll be getting a week zero playlist, a week zero chapter in your course at the very starting of the course, at the very starting of Stats 2. You should refer to week zero. That's all. Then practice PYQs. There is a page known as, which I opened right now. It is quiz, just a minute. It is quiz practice dot space. And I do think that you should practice PYQs through this page. It's not any promotion, but it's um, a genuine thing because the questions are well aligned and um, accurate. Okay, I'm not mentioning any name, but this page is something that I found to be accurate. And PYQs are something that directly repeat themselves in Stats 2. Maybe not with the questions or with the data, but with the help of, but with the pattern. Okay. And with the help of PYQs, you'll be able to ace the exam. And PYQs, practicing PYQs are the game is the game changer. I entered through JE. Okay, I entered in this degree through JE. And let me tell you, for JE, PYQs were the most important. And similarly, for BS, PYQs are the most important. Okay. So this is a pattern that you must follow. You should not treat your BS degree anywhere lesser than JE because the competition is now becoming real tough and you have to ace it. And if you do not, then you might strangle and fall off right in the foundational level. Okay. Stop rote learning and identify patterns. There is something that you'll be learning, which is known as Bayesian estimation. We'll be coming to that. I'll be uploading the videos and I'll be giving you a perfect blueprint of the same. For discrete random variables and for continuous random variables, there are different methods. But what do students do? They learn both of them and they get confused that what should I use in the question when it's asked to me. I say that you don't have to actually get confused. What you should do instead is you should identify that pattern. Let me tell you something. For discrete random variable, we use Bayes theorem, and for continuous random variable, we use some prior p into likelihood p that is directly proportional to posterior of p. We'll definitely come into these things. But I'm just telling you, I was just telling you that these are some patterns which you will be understanding. And how will you be understanding them? With the help of PYQ practice, with the help of practice. The more you'll practice, the more you'll understand. And the fifth one, it might not apply to you people right now because it did. And I saw many of my friends, they copied the assignments, the graded assignments, and they got perfect hundreds. And what happened at the end that they got 23 out of 100 in their stats 2 course, the total T score. Okay, not even end term, not even quiz, because the end term it consists only of 40%. They went into hell in that. They actually got cooked in the so-called quiz 1 and quiz 2, and grade assignment they hold only 10%. So they got a 10 out of 10 in that case. But any other thing? No, they didn't even pass in any of the rest of the examinations. So forget about um, passing in the entire course. So you have to be true and honest to yourself. For every question you solve, it should give you a sense of satisfaction and not a sense of guilt that you have cheated. If you are not able to solve it, go through it. Get the crux, get the essence, There are AI tools for us. I did use AI tools in my time. There are so many things for us to follow. Why should we not use them, right? So I do believe that you should use them, and if you do, then it won't be a bad option, because at that point of time you're not being dishonest to yourself, you're learning. And when you're solving a mock test, please be true and honest to yourself. First solve it entirely, and then you know go on to check your mistakes, because you will be making mistakes. Now, how to enhance marks? Look, quizzes or things like these, they are not in our hands. The paper comes tough, everyone's marks will be falling down. The paper comes easy, everyone will be skyrocketing, with some outliers, obviously. Statistics means outliers. But for the majority, I'm telling you. So, quiz, sorry. So, quiz and end term, these are not in our hand. But what is in our hand? It's the practice assignments. It's the GAs, because 10 marks, if you have gone through the current circular, it will be directly embedded into your questions. So any question from your graded assignments will be embedded. And if you do your graded assignments wholeheartedly, then things will be simple for you. So firstly, you should complete your GAs, because they might not affect your graded assignment marks directly from now on, but they will be adding a 10-mark boost in the quiz. In the quizzes. What have I done here? They'll be giving you a 10-mark boost in the quiz. Okay. And probably if all the GAs are completed, you'll be getting a badge, which does not make any sense, but still, IITM does give it, so we should take it wholeheartedly. The second one, complete the extra activities. This holds for 5 marks in your total T score, and 5 marks as bonus can help you get a 4 points in your credit grade. Why? If you are stuck at say 86 and you want to go to 90, because 86 is A and you want to go to S, if you get these 5 marks, they will be becoming 91, which will eventually lead you to a S grade. So, in my opinion, you should complete them. Okay. And once you complete these, the weekly mocks, these account for 2 points in your T score. So can you see, out of 100 points, you're getting 7 points as bonus, which is huge, right? Because it's approximately 7%. It's 7% of your entire thing. So you should be able to do these things to enhance your marks, and you should always remember that this is a game changer for all of you. It was a game changer for me, and it will for sure be a game changer for all of you. Okay. And with focused prep, we will achieve our goal. You should remember that that's not tough. Okay. As I told you, it's tricky. But if you are able to apply tricks on a tricky course, you will be playing tricks with that subject, and you won't be played on by the tricks that that subject provides. Rewind the video and listen to what I said just now. Okay. And for help and support, um, these are the PYQs. Okay, quizpractice.space, and you can ace it accordingly. Okay. So that's all. Thank you, and start off the course. I will be there with all of you people, and I hope that you will be doing great in this course and you won't be carried away by the difficulty of this course. Thank you.